Well, where do I start? Like I say, I was quite young when I used to have dreams. I was brought up in a farm sort of village, so there were a lot of fields sort of around my bedroom literally sort of like hung over a field. So there's plenty of opportunities. Started having things like sleep paralysis when I was in my teenage years. I'd be laid in bed, frozen, couldn't scream. I've had dreams and woken up and I've had beings around me, been laid in a bed. I've had a massive spiritual awakening a couple of years ago. Obviously, I started experiencing endometriosis pains. It feels all I can say is it feels like a stitch across your womb, stabbing pains in your ovaries. They found my bowel hooked up higher than it should be, so they lasered the endometriosis off. Then a couple of years I was still experiencing pain and stuff, and heavy periods, so I went and I had a full complete hysterectomy, ovaries, womb, the lot. Went straight into full-blown hysterectomy. Now, that morning I woke up for the operation. I woke up with like what looked like bony fingerprints on my knees. Like something had been really rough with me and opened my legs and, you know, really dug the hands in me. So it sort of, what's the word for it? It just caused me to have a big spiritual awakening, and I was like, something's done that to me, because I'm going for an operation today on my womb. Why would I have that the night before? Is something trying to take some evidence out of me before I go for this operation? So, and then after that, I've seen a big UFO in the sky, a massive UFO. Last year, I was laid in my bedroom and I was just laid here and I saw 3 greys coming at me from the side and 2 from the front, and they were translucent and it looked like they were holographic images being projected. Coming in, what I would say now that I've had my spiritual awakening and I'm a lot more spiritual and whatnot, I would say that this was them showing themselves to me in the 3-dimensional realm. For example, dimensions, how they do the abductions, to me, they are able to take you somehow physically, not all of you, something into the next dimension or whatever dimension they're in. Do you get me? So your body is still in this dimension, but they're able to take another part of you, your body still, and perform these abductions on you. I also believe they don't do the pregnancies, hybrids like they used to. I honestly believe that, because endometriosis is where some of your womb, when your period comes out, it's like parts of your womb attach itself to different parts of your inside. Like mine, it had attached itself to my left ovary, and it acts like a false womb. So let's think about it biologically here. They could implant a little fetus into that false womb, and it will be undetected by a pregnancy test. So, like in the past, people have gone and they've had pregnancy tests and they've had a positive pregnancy test, and then a month or 2 later, the baby's disappeared. Well, that wouldn't happen with this. It wouldn't show up that they were pregnant, because it's not like a normal pregnancy. This is, sorry, don't ask. A false womb, so they could put the little baby hybrid in there, let it digest, digest, whatever it is, gestate, that's it, for a few weeks, whatever. Nobody would know that there were a little baby in there. It wouldn't show up on a pregnancy test, and then they can remove it, which is what causes this second bleed that I was having, and nobody's the wiser. So I think these beings are incredibly a lot more far along than we are. Something I will say, I did start thinking about the ringing in my ears, that it was related to them, and I started getting this sense that when they're approaching, that's what's causing the ringing. And I noticed something. Before lockdown, I noticed the ringing was happening quite a lot. In fact, the frequency, the sound one night, it was driving me insane. It sounded like popping candy in my ears, in my head. I was like talking to my friend on Facebook. I'm like, it's driving me nuts. I can't stand it. Like, normally it's like a wee, you know, like a proper frequency, high-pitched frequency. But this, if you can just imagine, like, popping candy, but inside your head, just like that. And then it stopped during lockdown, just before, and I was like, I just got this sense like something was distracting them. I'm like, yeah. So you go quiet just before lockdown, and now suddenly a couple of weeks later, everything's like settling down. Well, not settling down, but you know what I mean. It's like it's all out there now. Everybody's like, well, whatever. And, you know, then it's like back to, wee, all in my head on a night time.